वो लोग बहुत खुशकिस्मत थे जो इश्क को काम समझते थे,
और
या काम से आशिकी करते थे। हम जीते जी मसरूफ रहे, कुछ इश्क किया, कुछ काम किया। काम इश्क के आड़े आता रहा और इश्क से काम उलझता रहा, फिर तंग आकर आखिर हमने दोनों को अधूरा छोड़ दिया। We are celebrating Faiz, Ahmed Faiz's 110th birthday this year on the 13th of February. And Suhail Sahab, we have Suhail Hashmi Sahab with us to speak to us about Faiz as a world poet. I want to start by asking you, Carlo Coppola has translated Faiz very eloquently actually, and he says that Faiz is a spokesperson for the world's voiceless and suffering people, whether they be Indians oppressed by the British in the 40s, the freedom fighters in America, the Rosenbergs during the Cold War in America, or the Vietnamese in the 50s, or those peasants who were fleeing the American napalm in the 60s, the Palestinian children, etc. So he's the voice of the voiceless.
And the Bangladeshis.
And the Bangladeshis.
Yeah.
So in today's world, where we have these very specific narrow concepts of nationalism and geographical boundaries, etc., where do you place Faiz as a world poet?
Well, I think this description of Faiz as the voice of the voiceless,
yes,
is very, very apt. And the engagement of Faiz with people's struggles all over the world, in the time when he is himself at times in prison against trumped up charges,
yes,
or has been forced to spend years in exile, whether in Beirut or in
London or
elsewhere.
Yes.
And in this time to be constantly engaged with and aware of how the people are struggling in different parts of the country for freedom, for establishment of democracy, for basic human rights, and to stand with them.
Which basic human rights are common values throughout the world? I mean, they can't be specific to boundaries, to geographical boundaries.
Because if you were to talk of ethical values, these are the basic ethical values of entire humanity.
Yes.
And as somebody has said, that these rights are indivisible. Democracy attacked anywhere in the world is an attack on your democratic rights. So therefore you have to defend democracy wherever it is attacked.
Right.
And you have to stand up for all those who are fighting for, and Faiz does this.
Yes, irrespective of geographical boundaries and
through the only instrument that he has.
Poetry.
Yes. That is his medium. He can't take up guns. We don't expect him to take up guns and fight. But this is what he does.
Would you recite something which he has said for people where people's struggles actually?
I would like to begin with and I hope that you will be able to at least translate the gist of this. This is the poem that he wrote in 1971, March 1971.
The Bangladesh War.
And the whole Bangladesh thing is building up, and he is in Pakistan. And the Pakistani administration, which is West Pakistan, they do not want to. The elections have taken place, and the party led by Mujibur Rahman, the party of Mujibur Rahman has got a majority, and the government of undivided Pakistan refuses to accept that.
Yes.
And you have, and in terms of population, Bangladesh, what became Bangladesh, was majority population. They have contested an election, and they should be given the government, but that is not permitted, and there is obviously a revolt. Now in West Pakistan, everybody is against what is going on in East Pakistan, and Faiz is in West Pakistan, and he writes this, and this is a warning. And you would translate that. Yes.
I'm sure most of our viewers will understand most of this, but
सजे तो कैसे सजे कत्ल हज़र करो मेरे तन से. हज़र करो is beware of me.
Yes.
हज़र करो मेरे तन से. सजे तो कैसे सजे कत्ले आम का मेला. किसे लुभाएगा मेरे लहू का वावेला. मेरे नज़ार बदन में लहू ही कितना है. चिराग हो कोई रोशन, न कोई जाम भरे, न इससे आग ही भड़के, न इससे प्यास बुझे। मेरे फिगार बदन में लहू ही कितना है, मगर वो ज़हरे हलाहल भरा है नस नस में, जिसे भी छेदो हर एक बूंद कहरे अफ़ई है। हर एक कशीद है सदियों के दर्द व हसरत की, हर एक में मोहर बलब गैज़ व गम की गर्मी है। हज़र करो मेरे तन से ये सम का दरिया है, हज़र करो कि मेरा तन वो चोबे सहरा है, जिसे जलाओ तो सहने चमन में दहकेंगे, बजाए सर्वो समन मेरी हड्डियों के कबूल। उसे बखेरा तो दश्तो दमन में बिखरेगी, बजाए मुश्क सबा मेरी जाने जार की धूल। हज़र करो कि मेरा दिल लहू का प्यासा है।
So he's saying beware, and then what happens is that Bangladesh is actually created after the war, and what he's fearing actually comes true. And when after a couple of years he actually goes to Dhaka and comes back from Dhaka, he writes one of the most compassionate, one of the most sensitive poems that has perhaps ever been written in any language. Dhaka से वापसी कि हम के ठहरे अजनबी, इतनी मदारातों के बाद फिर बनेंगे आशना, कितनी मुलाकातों के बाद। और उसमें दैट शेर इसमें जो है कि साहब कब नजर में आएगी बेदाग सब्जे की बहार, खून के धब्बे धुलेंगे कितनी बरसातों के बाद। These blood spots, how many rains, how many seasons will they take to be wiped out? और कब दिल तो चाहा पर शिकस्ते दिल ने ही मोहलत न दी, कुछ गिले शिकवे भी कर लेते मनाजातों के बाद। और उससे जो कहने गए थे फैज जहां सदका किए, अनकही ही रह गई वो बात सब बातों के बाद। I also wanted to ask you this, because I mean this of course is for Bangladesh, and you read out something which is like a true world poetry in that sense. But Faiz also beseeches the rulers to take account of their own deeds, telling them, very emphatically that they are going to face the day of judgment. So he uses a religious and Islamic metaphor, which is the language of his rulers, to tell them that look here, the day of judgment will be here, right here in this world. हर एक अलल अम्र को सदा दो कि अपनी फर्दे अमल संभाले. Take account of your deeds. उठेगा जब जब में सर फरोशा, पड़ेंगे दारो रसन के लाले. जजा सजा सब यहीं पे होगी, यहीं से उठेगा शोरे महशर, यहीं पे रोजे हिसाब होगा. When the crowd of selfless are ready to rise, you rulers will run for your lives, and the day of judgment will happen here. Here it is that reward and punishment will be decided for you. Yes. So he's talking to them in their own language and telling them beware and take account of your. So there is also another beautiful nazm of Faiz which he wrote for his own country and what was happening and what the rulers were doing to it, the dictatorial regime. Nisar mein teri galiyon pe.
Absolutely. And
wo bhi suna deenge sahab.
And what is interesting about all great poetry, all great literature, that it is not bound within the time and circumstances in which it is written.
Right.
It has, because it is about basic human universal rights, that in universal ethical concerns, that it has relevance across.
And at any given point of time, it will have relevance for some or the other society or country.
For example, now, if you read this poem now in the present context of where we are living in this country, you will see that this resonates with us because it is talking to us about what is going on here. That is a long poem. I'll read a bit of it. निसार में तेरी गलियों के, निसार में तेरी गलियों के है वतन के जहां, चली है रस्म के कोई न सर उठा के चले, जो कोई चाहने वाला तवाफ को निकले, नजर चुरा के चले, जिस्म जान बचा के चले, है अहले दिल के लिए अब ये नज़्मे बस्तो कुशाद के संग व खिश्त मुक़य्यद हैं और सग आज़ाद. Very interesting.
Yes.
This is the last line is from a poet, great poet of Persian, Sheikh Sadi, and Faiz is quoting him. Sang ha ra bastando saga ra kushadan. That stones and sticks have been incarcerated, have been tied down, and the dogs have been
mad dogs have been
mad
let free.
dogs have been
Let free, yes.
And this he is talking about his own country when a new law, when the first martial law was declared. This is the poem that he writes then. And he says, how do you describe Nisar? Qurban
हाँ मैं sacrifice, no, not even sacrifice कि मैं वारा जाऊँ जिसको हिंदी में कहा जाता है.
Yes, and you know, this great country where I live, my country, where this new tradition has started, that anybody who goes out, steps out, has to keep his eyes downcast and should hide all the time because the mad dogs have been let free. And next stanza he says, बहुत है जुल्म के दस्ते बहाना जू के लिए जो चंद अहले जुनून तेरे नाम लेवा हैं बने हैं अहले हवस तय्यबी मुंसिफ भी किसे वकील करे
किससे मुंसिफी चाहे
मगर गुजारने वालों के दिन गुजरते हैं तेरे फिराक में यूं सुबह शाम करते हैं. This is so relevant to us today.
Yes.
Who do you go to for getting justice?
Yes.
Because the accusers have also become the persecutors and the judges.
Yes.
Who do you go to? Who do you engage as a lawyer to defend you?
Yes.
And then it goes on, and then it towards the in the next para after stanza after the next he says, but this is how people have always faced oppression.
Yes.
Their tradition of oppression is not new. Our resistance is not new. This is how we have caused flowers to sprout in fields of fire. Their defeat is not new. Our victory is not new. And that's why we don't complain.
Yes,
and that's why we do not complain to the heavens.
Yes.
And we don't regret the time that we are being compelled to live. यूं ही हमेशा उलझती रही है जुल्म से खल्क, न उनकी रस्म नई है न अपनी रीत नई. यूं ही हमेशा खिलाए हैं हमने आग में फूल, न उनकी हार नई है न अपनी जीत नई. इसी सबब से फलक का गिला नहीं करते, तेरे फिराक में हम दिल बुरा नहीं.
वाह वाह, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. थैंक यू वेरी मच. You know, today amongst gathering gloom and despair, Faiz's poetry stands out like a beacon, beckoning the dispirited and the downhearted to new goals and fresh ideals, and he also continues to inspire us to continue to march ahead without being bothered about the obstacles that are in our way. कि वो जुल्म का जहर घोलने वाले कामरा हो सकेंगे आज न कल, जलवा गाहे विसाल की शमे वो बुझा भी चुके अगर तो क्या, चांद को गुल करें तो हम जाने. Let them snuff the moon and show it to us, and as long as we are there, as long as we care for our rights and stand up to them, they cannot. As long as the moon is not snuffed out, nobody can stop us from reaching where we ought to reach. Thank you very much. बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपका, and a very happy 110th birthday to Faiz Ahmed Faiz.